Hi, I'm Carrie, and I'm going to talk with you today about Young Living essential oils. We started using oils about a year and a half ago for our family, and we have had amazing results with them. I started looking into essential oils because our family got really sick, and nothing we could do seemed to get rid of it. And I was really into natural stuff and herbal products, and I was making tinctures and all kinds of crazy stuff, and it just wasn't really helping. So I started researching essential oils. And there's so much information out there. It can be really overwhelming. My husband wondered if I was ever going to sleep again. I just stayed up so many nights just researching everything. I researched what oils to use, what oils were safe with children, what company to purchase oils from. And when I was researching the company to purchase oils from, I just kept coming back to Young Living over and over for many reasons that I will talk to you about. And since I did all my research and joined Young Living, I have found this awesome book, which I'm also going to talk with you about today. And this, I'm sure many of you will not be doing hours of research like I did. So this book is an awesome tool to have. I highly recommend it. I make it available to people on my team at wholesale costs. And I will show you quickly how I use this book. Okay. So I just want to share with you some information about Young Living essential oils and kind of how to use them, some information about the company that really led me to choose Young Living as the company that I was going to go with. And I'm just going to talk about Young Living has a starter kit that is an awesome deal. The retail price of it is over $300. And so they have it all priced together in a kit that is less than half of that. So it's super great. And in that kit, you get this diffuser, and you get 11 oils, and you get 2 samples of this, and a roller ball, and some of these samples. So I'm just going to, and this book comes with a kit, so I'm just going to show you how easy it is to teach people classes, because I'm just going to go over the information that comes in this book. So when we want to talk about what are essential oils are basically the immune system or the lifeblood of the plant. So anything the plant has been exposed to, bugs, weather, it builds up an immunity to that. And the cellular structure of a plant is very similar to our own cellular structure. So when we are using essential oils, our body can recognize them easily, utilize them quickly and easily, and get rid of anything that we don't need without leaving toxins in our body. So that's super important to me. I make sure with my girls that I don't use anything toxic on their skin, that I don't give them anything toxic. They've never had antibiotics. We don't use any medications. We just use essential oils. So the oils are extracted from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, and seeds. And plants depend on essential oils to grow, evolve, and adapt to their surroundings. And they also play an important role in defending against insects, disease, and harsh environmental conditions. Pure, unadulterated essential oils have many potential benefits and are used daily to enhance the lives of millions. So when it says pure, unadulterated essential oils, that is really important, because all oils are not created the same. You can go to a health food store and find tons of oils that are cheap, but some of them will say do not take internally. Some of them will even say do not use topically. That is a huge alarm bell to me, that if I can't use something topically, why would I even want to use it at all? Why would I want to breathe it in? Why would I want to use it on my family? So there are 3 ways to use essential oils. You can inhale them, which means you can breathe them in from the diffuser. You can put them on your hands and cup your hands over your face and smell them. You can breathe them in right from the bottle, or you can use them topically. Our favorite place to use them topically is on our feet. They absorb into your bloodstream within 26 seconds of placing them on your feet, which is super awesome. And then we also use in other areas of the skin based on if an oil is okay to use there. And Young Living oils are safe to use internally. We don't use a ton of oils internally, but we do use some. And I love knowing that we use a high enough quality that we can take them internally. Why I chose Young Living is because they are the only company that has a seed to seal guarantee. And what that means is they own 14 of their own farms all around the world, and they are in control of everything from when they're planted to how they're grown, how they're harvested, weed control, how they're distilled. They test them, they have third-party testing, and then they partner with other farms too, and they are in strict control of those farms' processes. So there is actually a website, www.seed2seal.com, that you can go look at that tells all about their quality, and no other company can match that. When you're getting oils from another company, they are what's called a broker of oils, which means they are just getting them from a third-party company, slapping their label on it, and selling it to you. So they're not in control of all of those things. Young Living goes above and beyond the organic standard, which means they say they're wild crafted, which means that they don't use any chemicals, but also the land has no potential to be exposed to chemicals from runoff from other fields or anything like that. So just their quality is hugely important to me. And I love that with Young Living oils, they are such a high quality that if you get like a lavender oil from a drugstore, you might have to use 8 drops of it to notice anything. And Young Living is so potent that you can just use 1 drop and you'll be good. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 11 oils that come in the kit and just some uses for those. I do have to tell you that I am not a doctor, so I cannot prescribe, diagnose, or treat anything. I also, I can share some personal testimonials with you, but I cannot say that these oils will work the same for you as they did for our family. All you can do is try them and see. Everybody's different. So I do just have to throw that disclaimer out there. The first oil I'm going to talk about is frankincense oil. When I first started using frankincense, I didn't really think that I would use it for anything. And then I realized all the uses that there are for it, and now it is one of our favorite oils. I use it for our skin. I use it to help boost our immune system. I use it for so much stuff. It can help elevate your mood. It can help oxygenate your brain. There's just so much stuff that this is good for, and we love it, and we use it all the time. Lemon essential oil is another oil that comes in the kit. We love lemon. We use it all the time. I use it to wash our produce. I use it to, it takes like that, like grapes, how they have that white filmy stuff on the outside of them. I wash them in lemon and it's totally gone and leaves like a lemony taste, and it's really awesome. We put lemon in our water, but when we're using oils in our water, we make sure to use only glass containers because oils will absorb petrochemicals, which if it's doing that in your body, that's awesome, but you don't want it to be absorbing chemicals from the glass or styrofoam that you're drinking out of, because then you're just drinking that, and that's not good. Lemon can also be uplifting to your emotions. It can also just help build your immune system. So this is an oil we use very frequently. I actually use a combination of lemon and frankincense, and I dilute them, and I use them on the bottoms of my girls' feet or on their chest and back just to help support them during times of not feeling very well. And when I say dilution, what I dilute with is a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is anything like olive oil, coconut oil. This is sweet almond oil you can use. Young Living has a V6 blend that's really, really, really good. So I love to dilute oils with this one. I just make sure that any oil that I use to dilute with, that it's a food grade oil. And when I want to know, there's so many questions when you're first getting started about how to use an oil. And the back of the bottle really gives you a ton of information. The back of the bottle will tell you if an oil can be taken internally. It will tell you if it can be diffused, and it will tell you when you're using it topically how much it needs to be diluted. So frankincense, for example, says dilution not required. And now when I'm using oils on my girls, I pretty much always dilute them because I have little girls. So, but when it says dilution not required, I use it on their feet, but I also use it anywhere else on their body. Lemon says dilute 1:1. So to me, this means that it's not as gentle of a skin reaction, but it's still a pretty mild oil. So I just dilute it a little bit more, but I still put it anywhere else on their body. And there's some other oils that we'll talk about that say dilute 1:4. And when it says that, that means that I only use it on our feet and I dilute it very heavily. And that's just what I do. There are other people that do things differently, but that's just what I feel good about doing for my family. And another oil that we're going to talk about today is peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is just a fresh, energizing aroma. It helps to combat mental and physical fatigue. It can give you a renewed feeling of vigor and vitality. It may also aid normal digestion and has traditionally been used to promote healthy respiratory function. You can rub it on your temples, on your forehead. You can diffuse it or inhale it. We really, really like peppermint. The only, there are 2 oils that come in the kit that I don't use on my girls because they're really little. They're 2 and 3, and peppermint is one of those, but I still diffuse it around them, and I use it on my husband and I all the time. So peppermint is just a really good one. Lavender is another oil that comes in the kit, and lavender oil is pretty much your Swiss Army knife of oils. You can use this oil for about anything. If you're in doubt, lavender is really good. Now, the interesting thing about lavender is I actually hate the smell of lavender. Anything that I smelled lavender prior to Young Living, it made me sick. It gave me a headache. I hated it. And so when people told me that I would use Young Living's lavender for so much stuff, I just said, you're crazy. I hate the smell and I'm never going to use it. Then I smelled Young Living's lavender, and then I smelled it again and I smelled it again, and I actually really like the smell of it. And I realized that the reason that I hate the smell of other lavenders is because they're synthetic and they often have stuff added to them that is not lavender, or they're not distilled properly and they just have more of a perfumey smell, but this actually smells like a lavender plant. So this is an oil now that we use all the time. It's really good to help you relax, to help you have a calming feeling. You can use it to relieve dry or chapped skin. You can use it in recipes. There's just so much stuff that you can use lavender for. And I am giving you kind of vague information about each oil because each one of these is listed in this book. And while I'm just saying a couple uses for each oil, like lemon oil, for example, has an entire page of uses that it has in this book. So this book is just highly important to have. Purification also comes in the kit. This is really good to diffuse, to just help purify your air. If our family has been under the weather, I will just diffuse this in different rooms. Sometimes I mix it with lemon and diffuse it, and it just smells good and just helps clear the air. And we also really like it for bugs. We lived in a walkout basement before and had a problem with spiders down there. And so I just diffused this for about 72 hours straight. And a couple days later, there were a bunch of dead spiders, which was really super gross. But I was really thankful to have this and not have to use toxic chemicals. And you can also mix peppermint with purification and spray it around your window frames and doors and baseboards, and it will help repel insects as well. So purification is a really great one. A lot of people use it in their laundry just to help freshen their laundries too. Thieves is another oil that we absolutely would not be without. It is very helpful to support you in the winter months and just to help support your immune system. The legend of thieves is there were 4 15th century thieves in France who formulated an aromatic blend composed of cloves, rosemary, and other botanicals to use while robbing graves. This one-of-a-kind blend can be found in many of Young Living's most popular products and is a safe, natural alternative to harsh chemicals and cleaners. You can take this internally, you can diffuse it, you can put it on the bottoms of your feet. Now this is an oil that says dilute 1 to 4. So to me, that means that this is a hot oil, and this is an oil that I only use on our feet. And just to show how potent Young Living oils are, this oil, when it comes in your kit, it comes in this small 5 milliliter bottle size, but it also comes in a larger 15 milliliter bottle size. And when I'm using this on my girls, I only put 10 to 12 drops of this in the bottom of this, and I top it off with a carrier oil, and I put a roller ball on top of it, which roller ball comes in your kit, but I have many roller balls that I use on the girls, and then I just roll it on their feet, and it's super fast. And this entire bottle will last me for both of them probably over a month. So I'm only using 10 drops of this to last over a month. So it lasts a really, really long time. So we just use this every day just to help keep our immune systems boosted. And then if we're starting to come down with something, I use it a lot more. And my husband and I do take it internally if we're starting to not feel very good, but it is very hot, so just be aware of that. Panaway is another oil that comes in the kit. Panaway can help provide relief from everyday tension and stress. It features wintergreen and clove, oils traditionally used for soothing discomfort and to help your muscles relax after physical exertion or activity. You can apply to the affected area to help relieve discomfort, stress muscles, or tension. And you can apply several drops onto the bottoms of your feet for a soothing, relaxing foot massage. So this oil is the second oil in the kit that I don't use with my children because it has the wintergreen in it. And that's just a personal decision. Some people do, that I just don't. When they get a little bit older, I will for sure use it on them, but just at their ages, I don't use it right now. Panaway is just an oil that you would just use topically, and it does say to dilute 1 to 4. So again, you'll just want to dilute it with a carrier oil. Peace and calming. This oil is my car best friend. I love peace and calming. My girls used to throw huge tantrums in the car. I don't know why, but they would just cry in the car. If we were in the car over 20 minutes, it was just a scream fest. And finally it dawned on me, because when I first started using essential oils, I just thought of using them only to help us be healthy. But oils also have a really strong emotional component to them as well. And so I started, this bottle says dilute 1 to 1. So I just put a bunch of carrier oil in my hand, put a couple drops of this in my hand, and I just started massaging their whole bodies before we left on a longer car trip. And it only took a few times of doing that before I started just doing it on their feet. And now they don't cry in the car anymore. It's just like it reprogrammed their brains to not cry, which is super awesome for me, because when you're crying, your kids are crying and you're driving and you can't do anything about it, it's really stressful. So I love this oil. It's very calming and relaxing. It can help enhance moments of meditation and self-reflection, and just very soothing to fussy babies. So this oil is really good. And I just keep this. This is peace and calming. It has a roller ball on it. I just keep it in my purse. And if we're having tantrums in the store or just moments of meltdown where we need calming, I use this, and it's awesome. Joy. This is just almost purely an emotional oil. It's a really strong smelling oil, so most people really love it, but there are some people that don't like it. You can just use it as cologne or perfume to inspire a feeling of romance and togetherness. You can just help it calming and uplifting. It can also help overcome feelings of frustration or despair, and it just may also help bring peace to individuals struggling with feelings of grief or negativity. So if people don't like this oil, a lot of times they'll just start by using it on their feet, and then they'll kind of notice that after they've used it several times that they start being drawn to it, and they do actually start liking it a lot. And I like to just put it over my heart or put it on my wrists, and I like this oil a lot. Valor has a story behind it, and this is also a reason why I'm just so confident in using Young Living essential oils, and I will never use anything else. Valor has been very hard to come by for probably a year, and the reason for that is that one of the oils in this blend is black spruce, and we just haven't had any. And when I went to convention this summer, most companies are just about the sale. They just want to make money, and they just want to have, they're all about meeting supply and demand, and that's all they care about. When I went to convention this summer, Gary talked to us on stage. Gary Young is the founder of Young Living, and he said, "I will never sacrifice quality to get a sale. So I'm sorry that you guys are upset that Valor has been out for so long, but that's just the way it's going to be." He basically said, that's just tough because I'm not going to sacrifice quality. So I love that. I love knowing that every single bottle of oil that I get from Young Living is of the utmost quality, and I know that they don't cut corners just to get a sale. Now, the good news about this is Young Living just purchased a farm in Canada that has unlimited quantities of black spruce. So they're building a distillery there, and they're getting things going. So in just a couple months, this oil is not going to be an out of stock issue anymore, which I'm very, very, very excited about. Valor is a favorite oil with many people. You can discover renewed feelings of strength, courage, and confidence with the empowering essential oil blend of Valor. The oils in this formula work together to counter adversity and negative emotions, helping the body to find balance and alignment in the process. So this is another oil that we use for calming and relaxation. So if my girls are having tantrums or having a hard time settling down at night, I love to use Valor on them. But it's a very calming and balancing oil, but it also helps bring feelings of strength and courage, which is awesome. So this is an oil that I actually did not like the smell of this oil at first, but as I've continued to use it, it's an oil that I'm very, very drawn to, and I absolutely love, and I would not be without Valor. My oldest daughter has had some trouble going to sleep at night because she's been scared. So we made her a special scared spray with Valor and lavender, and we spray it on her pillow, and she just absolutely loves it, and it calms her right down. So Valor is a great oil to have. And the last oil that comes in the kit is Stress Away. And just as the name implies, you can just use it during times of stress, tension. It helps with relaxation. It's what I'm diffusing in the diffuser right now. I like to just inhale it from the bottle. I wear it as perfume. I love the smell of this. This is probably one of my favorite smelling oils that comes in the kit. Just super, super good. So if you have any questions, you can email me at carrie.parr@rocketmail.com and I will answer your questions. If you're wanting to order a kit, I will send you a link to do that and you'll be on my team. I will add you to a Facebook page that I have for my team. I will help answer your questions, but just remember that I cannot be diagnosing or treating. So if you have questions about what to use to help your body with a specific symptom that you are having, that is why having a book is so, so important. And when you join my team and order this premium starter kit, I will either give you one of these quick reference guides for free, and this book just lists symptoms and oils and products that you could use to possibly help you alleviate those symptoms, or I will give you $15 off of this large reference book, which just has so much more information. So I really do recommend this book, but if you're just wanting to get something free, this book is a fine choice too and a good place to start, but this book I really recommend that. So when I first started using Young Living, I told you about how I was only going to use a couple oils, and then I realized all of the other amazing products that they have. They have supplements, they have probiotics, they have toothpaste, they have more supplements, they have deodorant, and they have this, which is called Ningxia Red, and we drink this every single day, and we just feel like it really helps us to feel better. It really helps support our immune system. It's just a very concentrated fruit puree that's just really awesome, and my girls love it, and we drink it every day. So there are tons of products that they have, and that's why we do participate in the Essential Rewards. We get lots of stuff for free. So thank you very much for hanging out with me and taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you found it helpful. And again, if you have any more questions, please feel free to email me at carrie.parr@rocketmail.com, and I would love to help you and assist you on your oils journey. Thank you. Bye.